Okay, a lot of you have been waiting on the update on the napkin fold fiasco with the venue. So I had the wedding, it was on Friday. I had to fly across the country. So I'm flowing back. I'm back now. I've caught up. Got a little sick because I'm exhausted from doing all of this traveling and all these weddings, but I'm back. So um I met the venue manager and their husband. And husband was lovely, and the venue manager was actually lovely as well. And the venue is interesting. It's like a storefront venue. No shade to storefront venues. What they do there is actually quite lovely, and it is appropriate for their community. And so I don't want to throw shade on that. I think that was actually nice and lovely, and the husband was lovely to work with. So I met it's a husband wife team, met the husband and wife, and mostly worked with the husband that day because wife was with the kids and doing stuff, but still nice. Met the husband. He was there setting up while I was there setting up, and met mother-in-law as well. So very nice family. They are super lovely. And I don't have any shade. I got no shade. I wish I had tea to be like, oh, they were evil. They were very nice people. I was expecting something different. But I will tell you that the husband was very honest, and he met me and then did some like sneak calls to the wife. And the wife was like, okay, how is she? Give me the dirt. And this is his words, by the way. And he said, she's legit. She ain't no, like, oh, friend of the family. No, she's a legit real wedding planner. Okay, so I got cred before I even started setting up. And they actually did some, setup before, and she decided not to go with napkin rings because I didn't say she had to change her heart. I wouldn't say she had to change her heart, but she realized that adding the napkin rings is going to make it more difficult for me to pull them off to do what the client asked. Just saying. Just saying. Now, she did not change her idea about that. She thinks that folding the napkins the way that the client wanted them was better. She would not concede that. But she did concede that the client would actually want something else that was different than what she wanted to put for her photos to promote her business. And so she did a waterfall fold. And you can see that here. She did waterfall, and I have no shade against a waterfall. It just didn't. It's just not, I mean, it doesn't work for everything, right? And it wasn't what the client wanted, which y'all know. I ended up doing the croissant or knot fold. We call it a croissant because we fancy, but it's just a knot. And I ended up doing the knot fold, which you can see here. And it worked out. Now, was it exactly the way the client wanted? No, but the client was actually very pleased. The reason I couldn't do it the way that the client wanted was because the color of the napkins was a little too close to the charger plate that you can see here. And so it just didn't stand out. It just kind of blended in. And so I opted for put the napkin at the top of the plate rather than on the plate. So it's at the top of the setting on the table, and you do that. Things that I would say about this setting: one, I'm not really a fan of velvet as a tablecloth and a napkin. I think it has its place. I'm not a big fan of that. But that's what the client got. I wouldn't say that's necessarily what the client requested. That was just the options that they were provided because by the venue manager, quote, she said, quote, I don't do things I have to iron. And that's why there's velvet. So it's velvet tablecloth and a velvet napkin because she doesn't iron things. Now, to be fair, I will give her some credit. One, she and her husband are running this event space completely on their own. So it's the two of them and the mother in law. So it's her mom who comes over and helps out every so often to do this. They are doing this while running another business and raising children. So they don't have staff, which would explain why she wants to do things as easily as possible. No shade, totally understand. Now, I will say that just a couple staff folks to help set up might be really beneficial to grow your business. Sometimes you have to spend money to make money. And if you're charging people what you should be charging for these event spaces, then you should be able to hire somebody to assist with that. And I say that because while I know that like some people don't like this, industry standard is a polyester, like poly cotton blend of a tablecloth and a napkin. That is industry standard where I am at. That is the sort of bottom baseline. The reason why that exists is because the fabric itself is not super expensive. It's not considered a premium fabric. And most of the time, the venues are not pressing these themselves. We order them from a company and the company presses them. They come to us clean and pressed, and we just take them off the hanger. So we are not washing and ironing these things ourselves. So I will say, to give her some credit, right? They are doing a great job. They were really nice to work with in person. They did not give me any crap about the napkins. The bride and groom were very happy. Update on the wedding separately from that. So we'll talk about that in a different episode. But I just wanted to let you know everything went fine. The couple was happy, and the table setting came out absolutely beautiful, as you can see here. Follow me for more.